3 days before the zombie outbreak, I returned to my hometown. The Tun clan supplies, transformed the house into a solid castle, and made full preparations to deal with the arrival of the last days, bearing in mind the doomsday survival rules: don't be the virgin, let alone be a hero. 3 days before the zombie outbreak, I received a call from my brother. I will soon go to the coastal areas of the mission. The situation is a little wrong. You immediately go home to stay with your parents. They have bought some supplies. You go back to check the gaps, all aspects of the preparation for at least enough for you to use the amount of a year. By the way, keep an eye on them. Before I return, absolutely cannot open the business. My brother was a soldier before, did special forces, retired after working in our local security bureau. From time to time will be sent to carry out some special secret missions. The epidemic was earlier than we knew, but it only reminded us to wear masks, like this opening to say that the situation is not right. Let the stockpile of supplies is really the first time, so I dare not take it seriously. After hanging up the phone, I packed up and hurried home. On the high-speed train, I made a list of hoarded fog according to my experience in epidemic risk control. After getting off the train, I was going to take my father to the wholesale market first. When I opened the door, I was shocked. My father tore apart the front 2 seats of the 7-passenger van, and the back was filled with various materials, including 50 packets of river snail noodles of various brands, 10 packets of hot and sour noodles and mixed noodles, and 10 boxes of potato chips of various flavors. 50 packets of beef jerky, 50 packets of spicy and non-spicy chicken feet, 3 boxes of coarse grain cookies, 3 boxes of cheese wafer cookies, cranberry cookies, spiced, and I love to eat milk candy, chocolate, times and a category of snacks, a lot of gift packages, the bottom of the pressure and cannot see the milk beverage, all corners full. The most outrageous is the co-pilot's seat, stuffed with a large bag of nuts below, a conservative estimate of 50 pounds, resulting in I can only hold the suitcase on the nuts all the way back home, leg numbness. After I got off, I saw a pickup truck parked in front of my house, unloading fruit boxes by boxes. My father said that the car is all I love to eat, specially go to the supermarket to buy, the other directly call the supplier to send to the door on the line. My inventory list is white. My father is a professional. Our family is a B&B, living at the foot of the mountain, relying on the mountain. 15 years ago, the mountain in front of the gate was developed for tourism, and the whole village people have taken advantage of the trend. Now approaching New Year's Day small holiday, hear and do activities, tickets are free, almost every household is in the stock. Our household stock is not so salty eyes. After my father and I fought for 2 days, my warehouse was directly filled, and all kinds of brand flavors of instant noodles, self-heating small hot pot, self-heating rice, duck blood noodles, sesame sauce rice noodles, canned meat, canned fruit, and other vegetarian foods occupied a whole wall, as well as a wall of mineral water, as well as a 50 kilograms bag of noodles, vacuum packaging of 10 kilograms a bag of rice bags. There's also an oil and salt sauce and vinegar tea. In addition to my original 2 freezers in the corner, there are now 3 larger cups. I took a cursory look. 2 whole pigs, a plate of beef, and a bunch of chickens and ducks and some loose meat. The smaller freezers are filled with frozen buns, dumplings, zongzi dumplings, and air fryers, as well as semi-finished chicken fillets, lamb kebabs, chicken rice krispies and the like. In the corner, there were piles of potatoes, onions, sweet potatoes, yams, as well as pumpkins, radishes, and Chinese cabbage, a conservative estimate of 100 kilograms in total. In another area, There are 5 flavors of apples, pears, oranges, and grapefruit, and half a room of dried products such as bacon, sausage, bamboo shoots and vermilion sticks hanging on the top. There is also a separate room for daily necessities, 30 lifts of rolling paper, 20 boxes of paper, wet paper, 20 boxes of day and night sanitary napkins, 20 sets of shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and home packs, 10 boxes of toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, 2 boxes of dental floss and toothpicks, 10 boxes of warm baby, 10 boxes of hot water, 10 liters of home clothes, down jackets, and warm clothes for each person. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter homeware, lingerie, etc. Each person has 20 sets, and masks, alcohol, iodine, vitamins, calcium tablets, etc. can be bought in the pharmacy to 20 boxes. For the sake of health, I also stock up on some cereals, as well as brewing powders such as black sesame paste and whey soy milk. During that time, Grandma Zhang next door knew I was coming back, and sent me the dried fungus he picked up the mountain. Grandma Zhang and Grandpa are my old neighbors, 2 very loving old people. My grandparents died early, they are close to the KISS, their son, and most of us here. A few years ago to open a hostel to earn a lot of money, now for children's education and other reasons, the hostel sublet out, moved to the city to live. The old couple is not used to the city life, has been staying in the mountains. Do the math. Now my family and I are the only natives in the whole village. Thinking that older people don't hoard things, my dad and I bought a lot more, and all moved to his house, if no accident, enough for them to eat for a year or so. My mother put up with us every day, this brainstem like the lack of buying method, and then watching the car outside, a car of God cannot receive, finally cannot bear. That head grew pure to show height. Is it hoarding so much stuff and not let the door open? Not to mention the epidemic, is the zombie will not eat you too. This brainless is really true by his words. The night before New Year's Day, the zombies broke out. First, that morning, I saw a video of a suspected zombie biting people in the WeChat University group. The video was sent by a college classmate who had not contacted me for a long time. Some people said that the video was fake, as if it was a slipper for some drama. The student insisted it was true, that he saw it happen right below his house, and that he was followed by SWAT. I asked him in the group where his home was, and he replied that it was the Coastal Special Police of Xiamen. Thinking about my brother's words, I panicked a little. This is not really the end of the world, is it? I tried to call him, but I couldn't get in touch, because he never gets in touch while he's on a mission. I ran a keyword search on the internet for zombie bites. See a video. The true and false mixed together is not very good to distinguish. I hurried in the group to play a game. Now the epidemic is serious. All kinds of miscellaneous diseases are also emerging. Everyone has the conditions to stock up as much as possible. I didn't know if anyone was taking it seriously, and I didn't have time to read what they were saying, so I went out looking for my dad. If this really is a zombie outbreak, it's not enough to stock up on supplies. We have to make sure our house is unbreakable, indestructible. First of all, we have to replace the old uncle has some damaged roll lines, and then we have to weld all the windows with anti-theft windows, originally for tourists to better see the distant scenery. There are no anti-theft windows above the second floor, and the glass should be replaced by all of them. Originally I wanted to change to tempered glass, but then I think again, in case the apocalypse is really chaotic, it is simply a step in place, all replaced with bulletproof glass, and then a single-sided anti-peeping mold. And weapons. With zombies on the run, we have to have something to protect ourselves, not just from zombies, but from people in the chaos. Electroshock stick corpse selection is not sure whether it is useful for zombies, and buy a few machetes, military office, and the like, and the necessary drone to spy on the outside world. And my dad's bow and arrows. He needs to find them and get some more. When he was young, he and his grandfather went hunting in the mountains, and later taught my brother a little kung fu. And then there is the most important, water and electricity. Although my home has the mountain spring water from the mountain drainage, but by then 9 out of 10 will be polluted, and then stock up on some large barrels of mineral water, engage in 2 sets of water purification equipment and water purification. It's also essential, electricity. There are solar panels at home, the mountain voltage is unstable, from time to time there will be power outages. In order to do business, almost every family installed their own solar panels, but after all, it is used for emergency, fast enough, do not know now bad. I had to get my dad to check it out first, and I was checking it out, but he told me what I thought, and he was obviously crazy about it, because he'd never read novels or TV about it, and the only thing he'd ever seen about it was probably Plants vs. Zombies, so he asked me if I wanted to buy some packs of pea shooters, which reminds me that I need to buy some seeds, fertilizer, and nutrient soil, and that's how it's written in apocalyptic literature. When zombies break out, and you either go out and fight them, or you farm in fog. On the way to go shopping again, I sat in the driver's seat, pressed my father in the passenger seat, showed him the Busan line at twice the speed, and watched a little Walking Dead and videos found in the morning, so that he had some preliminary cognition of this breed, and tried to convince him that we are open to bed and breakfast, regardless.